Is it Sugar Shane Mosley or Shane Sugar Mosley?
No, Sugar Shane Mosley.
Sugar Shane.
Yeah.
How do you like to be called?
I mean, people call me Sugar, they call me Shane. I mean, whatever.
What's your favorite?
Well, my ring name was Sugar Shane.
Sugar Shane.
Sugar Shane. Sugar Shane Mosley. Yeah. The first one was Sugar Shane Mosley because it was Sugar Robinson. It was Sugar Leonard. And then me, Sugar Shane. And we're all on like the Ring magazine, like the Sugars. And then I'm known as one of the Sugars. So,
I see.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm really like up there when it comes to the Sugars. Those Sugar Ray Seals, all this other people. You know. But Sugar Shane is like, I guess it rings bells.
Did you ever fight Sugar Ray?
No, Sugar Ray's older than me.
Okay.
Sugar Leonard's older, so that were different times.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? So Sugar Leonard was, he was a champion in 1980. And I was actually started boxing in 79, 80.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, so he was like the guy I looked up to.
I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for inspiration and stuff like that.
Right. So how much older is Sugar Ray from you? 10 years?
No, Sugar Ray Leonard is probably about 15 years older than me. So me and Sugar Ray Leonard's son are really good friends.
I see.
So the reason why I was at a lot of those places I was at was because of Ray Leonard Jr. We was actually hanging out together. So yeah, we built a long time ago. I built a big bond with Ray Leonard Jr. He was actually the one that did my my fights with Oscar La Hoya. He did the after party with Shut Down Sunset and everything. Yeah. Okay. So the Ray Leonard and Sugar Leonard Jr. or Sugar Ray Leonard has been in my life for a long time. Yeah.
When I was growing up in 1980, so I would have been in the 6th grade.
1980, you were in 6th grade?
I was in 6th grade.
I think I was in 6th grade. Let's see. 1980. No. 1980. I was no, it was 84. I was 12.
Yeah.
Or 14 in 84. So I was 10 too.
Yeah, about 10, 11. Yeah.
So the year you was born.
Yeah.
What,
68, late 68.
Okay, I was 71.
Yeah, almost the same age.
Almost.
Yeah, I remember like in the 6th grade, the 7th grade, like all the kids, all they talked about was Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard. It was. That's like every kid every boy wanted to be Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of how my name came about because. I was wearing the Sugar Ray Leonard gloves, you know, his champion 80. I was wearing Sugar Ray Leonard gloves, and it was like, you look just like a little Sugar. We're going to call you Sugar Shane. And then from 10 years old on, they always announced me as Sugar Shane Mosley. So that name stuck with me since I was 10.
Oh, okay. It just stuck with you.
It stuck with me all the way through.
It's a good name.
It's a great name.
Yeah. It's got a nice ring to it.
Nice little ring, nice little flow.
Yeah.
I like it.
So you're 10-year-old and they started calling you Sugar Shane.
Yes. They started calling me Sugar Shane. I was the state champion at 10. And I was so good that my fights would be the main event. And they'd be heavyweights and all that stuff. When I'm like 10, 11 years old, it was this other guy, me and Ruben Espinosa. And we were like the last fights all the time. So, yeah. So, I mean, I was pretty well known. I mean, I fought Oscar when I was younger, De La Hoya. I fought Rafael Relis, was another world champion. Pepe Riley was Olympian. So, I mean, in California, we had a lot of tough fighters. Yeah.
Now, how about you and Mike Tyson? Are you guys the same?
Oh, no.
Same generation?
Well, we're not the same generation. He's a little bit before me.
Okay.
But he was a lot bigger. You know, he's heavyweight. He's too big.
Different class.
Different class. But I've met Mike Tyson a lot of times, and he's a great guy. At least to me, he is.
Every I get that a lot. That he's just a really great guy.
Really good guy. I mean, I remember he came up here to Big Bear, and I took him bowling at the bowling alley, and everybody loved him. He signed autographs. He hugged everybody. He took pictures and stuff. So I mean, he's just a great guy.
So for my education, Mike Tyson's heavyweight.
Yes,
right?
he's a
And-
heavyweight.
Okay, and what is that weight class? What heavyweight is what?
That weight class is 201 and anybody.
I see. Got it.
So that's why now you have heavyweights that are 300 pounds or whatever,
Right.
because
Wow,
they
300 pounds.
275
Yeah.
and big old
Right.
Tyson Fury and all these guys that like. I think they're gonna make a new weight called the Bridger weight, so it'll be like from 201 to 225
Right.
because now
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are growing too big.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your weight class?
My weight class, okay, so I fought 135,
Uh-huh.
147, and 154. So I won the world title in all those three weight classes.
Okay, gotcha.
And then I went back down to 47 and won the world title again. So pretty much fought everybody, won world titles, and as big as I can be,
Yeah. So if you, I wouldn't say if, I'm sure you've trained with some really big guys, some heavyweight guys, probably.
I train with guys a lot bigger than me, yes.
Yes.
And I do very well because I'm very physically strong. And so my strength and my power matches up bigger than what I am. So when I fought, that's why I guess when I fought all these guys like my size, then, I'll either, I knocked out a lot of people. So
Right.
I'll probably knock them out or, if it goes a distance and they're like getting out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest person you've trained with? How big?
The biggest person was Steve Cunningham. He was a cruiserweight. He's a cruiserweight champion and also fought as a heavyweight too. But I mean, he wasn't trying to hit me hard. He was just keeping his jab on me, whatever. And I had to because I was fighting a taller guy and he was, he's like, what, Steve, like 6'3" or 6'2", 6'3", something like that. He was just taller.
Yeah.
And so I was practicing on like cutting up the ring and getting inside. And he's really big. It's hard to box with bigger guys because they just lean on you or whatever. It's a funny thing that if you go on YouTube, you can watch me do an exhibition with Shaq. Crazy, right? Because Shaq is way up there. So,
right.
So the funny thing when you watch it on YouTube or whatever, the funny thing is he gets on his knees, right? And when he's on his knees for almost the same he's going we have fun. It was great.
He's the same height as you on his knees, but now he can't move.
He can't move. He's like, I'm gonna get on my knees. Jack is funny.
I know we talked about what you telling me earlier about you trained Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, yes.
Yeah. And Jake is Logan's younger brother, right?
Yes.
Okay,
He's
gotcha. So, who are some of the other people that you've trained?
I trained Jake. Then I trained. There's Ivan Redcatch, my son. I mainly help a lot of the fighters out when I, when I'm with them. I'll get the ring and spar with them and move around, do different things. But I mean, I trained Curtis Stevenson. I remember I was on the Knockout show, and actually Rocco Santamaro. So I had three guys on the Knockout show, right? That they gave me. Floyd Senior had three guys. Well, anyway, another coach had three guys. So we all had to train these guys within a month, and at the end of the month, all my guys they all fight each other, and all my guys won that I was training over Floyd, and John Scully. That's his name, John Scully.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you training anybody right now?
Right now, I'm not training anybody, but I do still go back and forth to Vegas to help out my son.
I see. So you're focusing on your son right now.
Yeah, I do more focus with my son, but I am available to train, other people like high level because I do know. High level fighting. It's not just like your physical and working out for punches and all that stuff. It's also mental. And how you have to approach that. I would say it's almost like spiritual in a way, where you have to feel the other person's energy. Know that he's getting tired. Know that you hit him a shot and he hurt himself, or you hurt him, or watch his movements as far as his steps. So if he takes a step this way, take a step that way, or duck under. and just to know what to do spontaneously.
Yeah.
That's what
Right.
training is about.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Make it instinct.
make it more instinct.
Yeah.
Then it just kind of thinking. But I like to, when I fought, I like to read the person's energy. So by that, I will touch at the guy, and I can read his energy to see if he's flinching or whatever, or if he's getting ready to attack or whatever. It's kind of like pawing, a little bit. So I was really good at that,
That's great.
And along with having speed and power, I'm very dangerous.
Right. So it's like, one of my theories is that all top athletes is number one. It's they're champions up here first.
Yes.
And they see things, they see the world very differently than the average person.
Yeah.
Right. And you just reaffirmed that once again.
You're absolutely right. It doesn't matter what sport you're in. I don't care if it's basketball, football, baseball, whatever it is. It's all here. It's all reading the energy actually of the other person, and I kind of like it because it's one-on-one, and you get a chance to see and feel what that person is without him talking. You know him. If he's a dirty fighter, if he's clean, or if he's precise, or like if he's trying to trick you or something, you just know. And that, I believe that could be adapted in any field. I think the best, not just in sports, but I think outside of sports, the best the business person, the best anything, they're right here.
Yeah.
They understand the lay of the land. Right? It's not just knowledge of just throwing punches. It's knowledge of, when I was coming up watching the guys' eyes, meaning the champions. So like Roberto Rancherella and every time all your greats, and they have something. Everybody has something unique about them, and everybody can throw punches and move around, be fast, but there's something here that's different. And I noticed that as a young kid, and it's just that it's that look, that determination, that belief that they can overcome and they can do it. It doesn't matter, and you can't break their will. So I think that I grasped that and said, you know what, I'm taking that with me.
That's fascinating. So basically what you're saying is there's fighters, there's any athletes.
Yeah.
They're very, very good.
Yeah.
A lot of athletic ability.
Yes.
A lot of talent. But the ones who get to the top are the ones with that belief that it doesn't matter. They're not giving up.
They're not giving up that will, that belief in that will. Yeah. I'm not giving up. I'm going to continue. Regardless if things are like, it can be the last round, or it can be the last play of the game, like Kobe Bryant or somebody, right? And their belief is, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. Even if it doesn't happen, there's certain things, like, let's say I lost, I'll be like, you know what? It's not, and this was my thing, it's not what they did to me, it's what I didn't do. So I changed it.
Yeah.
It's not what they did, it's not how good they were, whatever. It's what I didn't do, what I didn't like move or duck or whatever it was. So I got to correct that and be better next time.
Yeah. So in other words, taking personal accountability.
Yes.
Right? So you're accountable for
my own self.
Yes. Whether it's your victories or your defeats.
Yes.
You take that accountability.
Yes.
And you analyze it, and you focus your training going forward.
Yes. Focus on that and make sure I make that mistake, or make sure when I see that type of whatever they did, that I'll be prepared for it. I watched tapes. I was very micro as far as watching the foot movement, the way they walk. I mean, I could tell they throw they hit the hand on the left side hard or the right side hard. If they like to bob weave a lot, like I'll just sit there, and if I'm in the room and they're shadow boxing or whatever, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he's gonna do that. Okay, he's trying. It's weird. Like I can just picture what he's gonna do. I don't know. I've been in it so long. I guess I can just like see him like, oh, okay, yeah, he's gonna try that. Okay, that. Yeah. and I have them, you know.
Right. This is like you're analyzing everything constantly. It's all about the data coming in and figuring it out.
Everything is, and it's not just them throwing punches. It's actually their personality, their moods of if you get them angry or not, or if they're you can see if they're a little nervous. If they're nervous about the lights, or they're nervous about getting in the ring with you, or whatever. I've seen some people. I knew I was like, oh man. I remember I told this one fighter. I'm not even gonna say his name. I told this one fighter. He was looking at me because I was older. I was a veteran, right? And he was younger, coming up, and he was sitting there. He was looking at me. I don't think he realized he was doing this. I was like, I'm looking at him like, and then finally I see that he was nervous. He's younger than me. I know. I said, listen, we were going to fight in a month. Don't even worry about it. We're good. Off the camera, we're good. Don't trip. And then just do what you gotta do. We gotta get in there. You have to fight me. It's gonna happen. We never fought, but I'm like, we're gonna fight, so let's take it easy. So you can feel the energy, and they can't hide it. They can't hide who they are.
That's a great story. So who taught you these things? Who was your coach that taught you to pay attention to those details and to have that kind of mindset?
I didn't have a coach to teach me that. It was me.
It
was me as a kid, like I said, watching the greats, all the greats. And I sit there, I didn't watch just their movements and stuff, but I watched their demeanor and how they approached the fight, how they did the stare down, and see what fighter looked away, or if you could see any type of expression on their face that makes them think that maybe they can't win, or maybe they're going to win, or that they're confident, and who wins out of that battle, out of the mental battle. So it's a weird thing, but as a kid, I want to win very bad, very bad. I mean, I remember when my sisters, I had 2 older sisters, they would beat me in checkers or chess or something like that. And I was a kid, I had to win, right? So I'm like, no, let's play again. No, let's play again. No, let's play again. And then finally, I'm not playing anymore. I get mad, right? There's my mother, father, somebody come in and, I win, let me win, and that go to sleep, or I can do what I got to do. Because then I won one time. I had to win. Yeah. I remember one time I was at the swimming pool, I was 50 pounds, trying to do 1.5, right? The whole summer, belly flop. Until I got the 1.5. I would belly flop until I got the 1.5. And then I got it, and I was good. Yeah. So, being that type, my mother, my father, everybody knew I was that kid,
So you just covered the 2 Ds, 2 of the Ds that T.O. talks about. Desire and dedication.
Dedication,
right?
yeah.
Right? And seems like both of those is your innate nature.
Yes.
No one had to teach you desire and dedication.
No, because it was so much in me. It was crazy. When I was 6 years old, we went to this thing called junior police, and basically it's like a military school, whatever. And I was 6 years old. You had to be 9 to actually get in there. And my mother was like, "Don't worry about it. He's fine. He's fine. Don't worry about it." It's like, "No, you have to be 9. He'll handle them. Don't worry about it." So we do the PT and all that stuff, right? And in 60 seconds, I did 100 push-ups. 60 seconds, I did 100 setups. I ran them out in 6 minutes and something. At 6 years old, right? I was just a maniac. I had to win. Had to win. And I won the trophy at the first place. At 6.
Okay, so T.O.'s 3 Ds is desire, dedication, and then the last one is discipline. So
discipline, yeah.
Did the discipline, is that automatic also? Were you born with that, or did someone teach you that?
The discipline was important for that, because in order to win and beat the next person, you have to be more disciplined than them. And me being a winner, I knew that I had to do more or be more or something than the other guy to win. Otherwise it's going to be me. So I had to do more and more and be the best at everything.
Okay.
And so I was definitely say disciplined. I was very disciplined and very focused on winning. Very disciplined, focused. I had to win, yeah.
So your coaches didn't have to
No.
drill the discipline in you. You just,
No.
because of the desire was so great, the discipline followed. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes, so my father was my coach.
Uh-huh.
And basically, if you watch his workouts, it was like we was competing with each other. Like he would, come on, go ahead. He'd try to break me, try to bring my wheel. Yeah. And then get on, you can bring a wheel until the bell ring, boom. And then we do the next round. So basically we're playing this game of who's going to break whose wheel. I'm going to break your wheel. Probably older than I'm break your wheel. No, I'm breaking your wheel. So he's trying to get me. Mids or whatever it was. So I was constantly in a battle. And then when I was coming up before I was world champion, I was sparring with 2 world champions. In one day, I sparred with Gennaro Hernandez 6 rounds, and I sparred with Zach Padilla 12 rounds. Gennaro was a 130-pound champion, world champion. Zach Padilla was a 140-pound world champion. I was fighting at 135. So it was like, yeah. I mean, I was always trying to better myself and trying to be the best. Didn't matter who it was. I just was trying to be the best. At that age, it was a wrap.
So what age is that when you were training with both world champions?
I would have to be 20, let me see. Before I won the title, I was probably like 28, 20. I had to be like 26, 27-ish. Yeah,
Okay.
around the time, 25, 26, 27. Because
Gotcha.
I won the title, I think. No, wait a minute. Yeah, I won the title at 27. I won in 1993. So like, let's say from 90 to 93, I was in the ring with those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure in your career you've taken some pretty hard hits, probably too.
Yeah, I took a few. I remember, playing basketball, popped my Achilles. I signed the contract to fight Pacquiao. Popped my Achilles. I trained, work out, whatever. I said, I'm going to fight him anyway. It was a $7 million fight, whatever. I'm going to fight him anyway. And I get in there. I think that can, knock him off the right hand, kind of like what Marquez did. And I'm trying to step over. Boom, it was the left hand. I go down. Boom. I was like, how the hell? Because Pacquiao's kind of little. How the hell did he put me down like that? Because nobody does, really. Get back up, and I'm like dizzy like this. Like, whoa. I hope I don't get knocked out. So I'm moving around, trying to get back down. And, I kind of made it a boring fight, maybe. Because I was too, I boxed with a guy, had my arms were really long. I kept my distance and kind of moved. He never can hit me again. But you do what you got to do, right?
Better than getting knocked out.
Yeah, I didn't want to get knocked out. That was my first time getting knocked out, right? At that time. I mean, a real knockout, like when I'm sleeping,
So when was your first real knockout? Did you ever have one?
I've never been knocked out.
Oh, you never been knocked out.
No,
Okay.
never been knocked out.
Awesome.
I've been stopped because my back was tight. I couldn't continue. It was like later on in my career. I went to Australia. I was flying back and forth from Australia to here. He was going to fight, so I fly back. I said, oh, no, let's fight. And come back. And so then I got the plane. And I'm trying to, and my back, he's pulling my back. I have a big knot right here. I'm like, I can't do it. Crazy, yeah.
Okay, well, I get knots on my back sometimes also. So how did you get that knot out?
I did. That's why I stopped the fight. But the knot, they have to, you put the elbow in there.
Just work it.
You work it out. Yeah, but in the fight, I mean, you can't stop it. You just gotta fight, Oh, I'm back, good.
So, and when you were younger and you were training, did you ever get knocked out of that process?
I've never been knocked out ever in my life, but I've been dazed. I've been down a couple of times. Dazed pretty good where I was this close to being knocked out, but never, ever been knocked out, which is a blessing,
So,
yeah.
Tell me about that time when you were this close to being knocked out.
Well, that was the Pacquiao time, and then the other time was with Vernon Forrest.
Okay.
So what happened was we were boxing, and they stopped it. All of a sudden, they break. All right, we're good. Blood a little bit, whatever. Boom, it was the right hand. I was like, oh, I was like, wow, buckle me. And then I was like I was getting ready to try to like go under or whatever, and they, boom, come with an uppercut. Boom, boom. I was like, whoa. And then I was like, was really dazed. And then all I could see is, I'm going back, all I could see is teeth like this. And I was like, oh, and I just like kind of like dug down, and they give me a count, and they give me another count. And then I just jumped on the ring for like one round, and I went back to try to fight him again. But yeah, that could have easily ended a knockout. I remember me coming down the stairs, and my son was looking, he was crying. I was like, it's okay. The one that boxes now, He was like, oh, it's okay. It happens sometimes. It happens to everybody, we gotta do what we gotta do. Yeah. So you have to really be tough. I think as a fighter, you have to really, I wouldn't say ready to die, but almost on the verge, like the referee has to protect you. You just have to give everything. Yeah. And I think that fighters today don't really think like that. They really think like, and maybe that's why they have more fights or whatever, but as an older fighter back in the day, if you notice, they'll go toe to toe, bang it out to the end, and you wait for somebody to break the other one's will. And you, as a fan, you can see that. You be like, okay, he's backing up. Oh man, he's getting ready to go. Oh, he doesn't want it no more. So you kind of see it, right? And that's the same way we look at it too. Like if I hit him in the body, boom, and he like goes down. I'm like, yeah, I know what to get him. So I'll fake to the body, comes to the head, boom, him in there, and he go back to the body, and yeah, it could be over with, So yeah, you gotta be tricky.
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is, in your career, you go in the ring, and it's all in.
All in, 100%.
Don't just to the end.
It's pretty much to the end, yeah. And I believe that if the other fighter's not thinking the way you're thinking, then he's not gonna win. Because it doesn't matter how good he is, how fast he is, or what he does, his mentality is not the same. He doesn't have the same desire. It's kind of like, and I use this analogy, it's kind of like if I put some food in the center of the ring, and I have this cat over here and this cat over here, and they're both going after the food. So whoever wins, they're gonna get the food. They're gonna eat. A lot of times say, oh, you're fighting for your life, literally, and you're fighting for your lifestyle as well. So you have to give everything. You have to give 100%, all of it. You have to.
Yeah. I think this lesson applies to everything you do in life. Whether you're in the ring boxing or in business or whatever it is that you're doing.
Boxing is like life to me. Like it's my form of life where I grew up at in my life. But it applies to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I can say something in life that happens, I can equate to something that happens in boxing. It's weird. It's the weirdest thing. I can equate to boxing about, anything. It doesn't even matter, walking down the street or whatever, The mentality.
It's competition, and it's only one winner, one loser, right?
True.
At the end of the day.
True,
right?
true.
And you got to win.
And you got to win.
And how far are you willing to go to win?
To win, yeah.
Right, and it's how far are you willing to sacrifice to win? Right. So the one in the ring that's willing to sacrifice it all, and the only one that's stopping you from dying is the referee. So,
yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. He has to be on his toes to be able to get in there or whatever, because if he doesn't stop the fight, then you down your sword, Yeah.
The champion is going to go and go and go.
Yeah, he's going to go and go until somebody stops it.
Yeah.
If not, And that's kind of like in the jungle, right? Like in the jungle, you have the two lines that they're going to fight until somebody gives up or somebody dies.
Yeah.
It's a little animalistic, but I think that's just the way of life, right? Yeah.
So have you had any situations any matches with bad referees?
Sometimes there are bad referees. They will push you away more and don't do anything to this guy. So when a referee is like doing this and they go this to you, but not really to this guy, then they're taking energy from you, right? Because they push you, and you have to get your energy, walk back or whatever. It's like, push it back some. Like, why are you making me tired? You know. So you gotta watch out for that. Referees will call a 8 count or will stop the fight prematurely. You know, because they want the other guy to win, the A side to win. So I remember, like, there's one fight where this guy is boom, knock the guy down, boom, knock the guy down, boom, knock the guy down. And they get ready to stop him, and the other guy catches him, boom, and rocks him a little bit, and boom, boom, and all of a sudden the referee jumps on the other guy and go like this. But it's like this guy right here was just being pummeled, you know? Like, so, I mean, it's hard, you know, it's hard to judge, but usually if you're on the A side, then the referee is kind of give you like a longer count maybe or something like that. And if you're the B side, then like, you know, so they kind of do that nowadays. Back then, I think that it was a little bit more fair. You look at the olden days, you know what I'm saying?
It's fairer in the older days than it is today.
I think they'll stop it quicker nowadays than they did in the early days. You know what I'm saying? In the olden days, they let you fight. You know, you be boom, you know, I hanging out. They get not here. They still fighting. Like, you should stop the fight. No, go ahead. You're good. throw some grease on the eye or something.
So it's more like today. There's more pressure on the referees to make sure it doesn't get too.
Yeah, make sure because sometimes. I remember there was one guy that died on my co-main event. And I've seen him right before the fight. And a lot of times what happens is these guys are trying to make weight. So he came down from 160 to 130. You see what I'm saying? So when you do that type of stuff, then you get in the ring and you fight with somebody that can really punch hard and everything. What's happening is you have no more water around the brain. So when they hit you, then your brain's hitting your skull. Your brain's hitting the skull. So what happened was it swells up after the fight, and then they die. So they get to they didn't drill the hole in his head fast enough to let the pressure go. You see what I'm saying? So that's another thing. Prepare for a fight, you have to be careful for it too as well. The referees and all that is how did he make weight? Did he make weight the right way, or did he just drop down and try to go back up? And when you get older, like I said, there's no more water. You can't get it back into the IV, right? Yeah, so you can die. It's serious. Yeah.
I learned something I never knew it worked that way. That you can lose so much water that.
Yeah, because the water has to go. Because what you lose from your brain too. Right. You lose everywhere in your brain, and then they try to put the water back to rehydrate, but you can't just drink water and rehydrate like that. You need an IV to hydrate the brain. And there's people, a lot of people, well, I say a lot, but there's people that die in the ring because of that.
So that really boils down to bad training, bad coaching.
Bad training, bad coaching. Well, I'll say bad training because sometimes the coach doesn't really have the full authority on the fighter, because the fighter can be a big fighter, whatever. Like, oh yeah, I'll do it. Oh yeah, and then the coach kind of lets them go because they want to get paid. You know what I'm saying? So
ultimately, what is he going to do?
Yeah, we're going.
It's an adult and making his own decisions.
Right. So I mean, yeah. What do you do? So.
Have you seen some, any horror stories in your years fighting? Some things that gone bad. I mean, obviously this person
dying, yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Cause I just seen him and I was talking to him. I was like, "Oh man, how you doing, man?" He's like, "I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go." He was all excited and at the weigh in, and I was like, but I noticed that he was kind of like on his heels a little bit, and I was like, that's kind of weird. I said, "You sure you all right, man?" So yeah, I had to make weight, from 160. I dropped down from 160. I'm like, damn, you fight 130? He's like, yeah, I fight 30. It's like, so okay, man. Well, good luck to you. After that, And I remember that the fighter that killed him, or that, when he went to his funeral, and, everybody would kind of watch out for him, that the other people, was watch out for him, his family and stuff, because, he just killed, their family member or whatever it was. But
It wasn't intentional.
it wasn't intentional, and it really
wasn't even his fault. Right?
it wasn't even his fault.
Right, yeah.
It was other guy's fault.
Yeah,
He went in the ring like that, and that's what happens. Yeah.
If there was a fight that you could have done, but you if the match that you
What
never
did
got the
that-
chance to do, what would that match
Well,
be?
there's a couple of fights, but the fight that I think everybody wanted to see, the world wanted to see, was me and Tito Trinidad.
Uh-huh.
Remember Trinidad?
Yeah.
So it was Trinidad. So what happened was, I fought 54. 54 is actually too big for me. I was really a 47-pounder. But so I fought Winky Wright. And then Winky beat me and got the opportunity to fight Trinidad. But I was supposed to fight. I didn't even have to fight Winky, but I was the type that fought everybody, right? I was like, all right, I want you to have a chance. You have everybody have a chance, because I knew that at one time I didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Because nobody wanted to fight me because I was too good or whatever. And it's like, it's too much of a risk. So I got with the right people. Then when I got with the right people, then I could fight with like HBO and, the Showtime and all this. I got the right people. Then they had to fight me. Then I won the world title. Everything was good. So anyway, I wanted to make sure that I was the best and that, I give everybody a fair chance. I'm not afraid of anybody, and I love the sport of boxing. So everybody, oh, you think you beat me? Oh, you think you beat me? You think you beat me? Like, let's do it. It's different nowadays, but back then I was able to do that, and HBO loved it. It's he's willing to fight. And I wasn't outpricing myself, and I need $20 million, or something like that. How much? 1 million, 2 million? Okay, whatever. 3 million? Okay. What do you want? So I was different, and
So
I was Trinidad would have been the one that everybody wanted to see that I didn't get a chance to fight, but Winky beat me and he beat Trinidad. So. So what do you do, right?
So, but you said something interesting, which is you were so good that was kind of to your detriment because people didn't want to fight you, and
True.
so you couldn't actually get into the big fights there.
When I was a lightweight, before I fought for my first world title, I was I think I was 22-0 with 21 knockouts, something like that. So I knocked out everybody. I didn't want nobody cheat me. I wanted to win the world title. That's how dedicated I'm winning the world title, right? So before I was like 19-0, 18 knockouts, something like that, or 17-0. It's like, oh no, okay, we'll wait on him. We'll wait on, he's a problem. Wait a minute. So Oscar won the gold medal, so he's already winning lightweight titles. He was already fighting world titles, and they just wouldn't fight me. And it was like, I was like, man, I gotta figure out a way. So I changed my promoter and got with Cedric Kushner. And then with Cedric teamed up with HBO. HBO wanted me too, so we did two deals, I guess. HBO deal and a Cedric Kushner deal. And then it's okay, you're on the line to fight for the title. And the only way I was able to fight for the title was I had to sign with Cedric.
Oh wow!
Because if I didn't sign with him, he wouldn't let me fight a champion. He said, "Listen, you fight for the championship, but if you don't sign with me, you're not fighting my boy, Philip Holloway. You're not fighting him. There's no way I'm gonna let you fight him."
I see.
I was like, "Oh, well, where's the paper at?" Well, I guess I'm signing because I want to be world champion. That's my whole thing. I didn't even care about the money. I cared about being the world champion.
There isn't like some kind of a national boxing league where everyone gets ranked and then automatically slotted.
Yeah, they get ranked, but it's kind of like this promoter had this fighter. They'll be like, okay, I'll rank your fighter if you do this or do that or whatever. So it's kind of like it's manipulated a little bit.
Right.
So me being with Cedric, it was manipulated. Well, it wasn't manipulated, but it was accurate where I can fight for the world title.
Got it. So the matches, I just learned something. So the matches aren't actually pick like like when you do the Wimbledon, right?
Yeah.
Tennis, right?
Yeah.
They take the
best
players and then they they just line them up.
Yeah.
To go to so everyone. So when you win Wimbledon,
Yeah.
everyone had a chance to compete, get to there.
Right. No. Boxing, sometimes we don't get the chance, the opportunity. There's a lot of great fighters that don't get opportunities unless a promoter, or let's say like now, the Zone, or Eddie Hearn, or Al Heyman, or Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy. Now their fighters will all end up 1, 2, 3, or whatever because the sanction body, no sanction body, they gotta be paying sanction bodies, to go to their, their thing, whatever. And they're, friends with them. Everybody's like, it's like a little club. So
Gotcha.
they could be somebody, I don't know, let's say in Africa somewhere. He would never get a shot. He'd be probably the best fighter or something, and won't get the shot because he's not connected. Right. So I had to get a shot because I wasn't connected at first. I was just knocking out everybody, but it's like, but we're not gonna mess with you. We know you're good, but until you get with one of us, then you have fight for us because you're too good.
So how did you get your first break? Where you got?
Well, the first break was signing with Cedric Kushner.
I see, gotcha.
So when I signed with him, then I was able to fight his champion in South Africa. So he's a South African. He had another promoter that was South African that went in with him. And they said, in order for you to fight my guy, you got to sign with me. And I signed with them. And I became world champion, and the rest is history. And once the world got a chance to see me, because they didn't see me, they seen Oscar, but they didn't see me. But once they got a chance to see me, boom, I was gone. I mean, I was literally making, for my fights, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, whatever. I didn't make my first 45,000 or 50,000 to fight for the world title. Yeah, 50,000. And then 112, 200. And then I didn't get to the millions until I got to like 99 or 98. Then I started making $1 million. And then from 98, 99 on to 2013, or maybe it was, 2013, I was making $1 million plus every fight. So it would be $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, something, whatever. It was just,
What's your advice to the 15-year-old, the next 15-year-old Sugar, so that he can become a world champion?
Well, I believe, stay disciplined. The D's you were talking about, discipline, determination, and the will, and the mental toughness to never give up. That will, never give up, whatever it is, and learn your craft. I mean, every part of it, not just one part, not just the punching or the movement, but learn the mental part. Because if you look at all the greats in any sport, it all comes from here. So watch them and watch their demeanor. I mean, I would sit there and watch Kobe and just look at him. Even though we're the same, I look at him and watch the fight in him to win. That will, is strong, and the way he gets up and works out, and just that will, and just the way he talks, the way he sounds. You can feel it. Make him feel you.
So let's say I'm a 20-year-old fighter, and I'm as good as you were when you were 20 years old, and I'm trying to get a break so I could get in the ring with somebody so I can get a title. What's your advice to this person?
So you have to get with the right handlers then. If you're as good as me, then for you not to get put on the shelf and set aside, you need to be with the right team. A team that has a lot of clout as far as media and stuff like that, so the world can be able to see you. Because if the world can't see you, then nobody knows. Nobody knows.
And how does let's say a young kid in the Bronx or whatever who's the next Sugar, how does he get in the right?
They will find you, especially if you go through the amateur program. Then you get a chance to go to the Olympics or on the nationals where the whole country fights with each other. Amateur boxing. Then you have scouts that go out and they'll see promoters or whatever. They'll go out and say, "Oh, I like this kid. He's gonna be good. Oh, I like this one. I like it." So they go out and they'll pick.
I see.
who they want. And that's how a lot of these guys from, like I said, the Bronx or wherever, that's how they get found out because of the amateur program. And then professionals too. You know, you're gonna have, if you're beating everybody in your city or whatever, I'm sure there's gonna be somebody floating around looking like, oh yeah, I like that kid. He's pretty good. Who's that? They're gonna start talking to your coach and manager and stuff like that to see, oh yeah, I think I have interest in him, you know. And then maybe you can get with them. So they will find you. You just gotta keep going and keep just trying to knock down the door, you know.
And you didn't go into the Olympic route.
I was an alternate Olympics, so I lost to Vernon Forrest. I lost to Vernon Forrest in Olympics.
I see.
So he went to Olympics. I was an alternate.
I see.
But from 17 to 21, I was number one in the U.S. From 17 to so when the country fought against other countries, I was the one representing it. Right. I just didn't represent the Olympics, but let's say the silver medalists in the Olympics, I beat him unanimous, and from Canada, whatever. So I could have, I just had a hiccup with Vernon. Vernon was a good fighter too. He became world champion as well. Yeah. So he was also a good fighter, but yeah. So the Olympic route, going the Olympic way, and people seeing amateurs, professionals early. You just got to keep going and keep going. You got to keep doing it.
Yeah. So when you lost to Vernon and you lost your chance
to go to Olympics,
how did that? I'm sure that felt terrible. I don't have to say how that felt. How did you get past that?
It felt really bad, but it was like, there was certain things that I just didn't do in there. I put the copy on myself. I just didn't do, and he got the victory. He jab is a lot taller, and I kept my hand down a little bit too low, so I wasn't moving enough. I mean, he's amateur style fighting, but that's why when I turned pro, I made it a point to knock everybody out, not go distance, because I'm like, I'm not never going distance anymore. That was my thinking. Like, I'm gonna beat them down so bad until they gotta stop. They're not gonna keep going. So I threw a lot of punches, and I punched hard too. So, yeah.
So when you say you punch hard, explain that. Like, how hard is that to a person who doesn't know anything about boxing?
Punch hard mean that I punch hard enough to paralyze the body as far as when I'm hitting him to the head or to the body, and I can actually see it. So it wasn't just throwing like arm shots. It was I used my body to throw everything with it. And I generate, let's say, I can generate power like a light heavyweight to heavyweight. Like my punch was hard. So the guys my size, they try to keep up. And so even if they punched hard too, I didn't even care because I had a pretty good chin. So yeah.
So how do you get a strong chin? What do you do?
I think it's genetics. But I did a lot of neck exercises, but I think it's mostly genetics though, because I get around the button and they look at me like something should happen, should wobble or something. I just boom and just keep coming, So yeah, I did. The genetics did play a good part, of my success as well. I think my father, right?
Last question is, now there's these new sports now, like UFC, things like that, with mixed martial arts, which is like boxing, wrestling, kicking, everything together. What do you think about those sports compared to traditional boxing?
Tough sports, right? But I think it's different. It's a different discipline. They have a lot more discipline to choke you out or, the elbow, whatever. It's different, right? Boxing is just from here, from up. I like boxing probably more because it feels like more of a science to me. But that's just because I haven't been in the UFC and I never did that. So I don't really know. So I'm biased to boxing, right? But I do know that UFC is very tough, and I've been in the ring, or people showed me different things, how they twist your wrist and how they can choke you out real quick, and it is kind of scary, like if you don't know what you're doing, in there. So Yeah, I do give him a lot of respect. You know what I'm saying? I give him respect for trying to come to the boxing world and do the boxing part, the striking part too. A lot of courage and, to learn that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, hats off to them, I just think it's different. I wouldn't say, I couldn't really compare them like, oh, who's a better fighter? Because it's different. It's almost like karate and boxing, right? It's just different. Yeah. So it's good.
It was a wonderful conversation.
Thank you. Man. Yeah, have fun.
It was a great job. Thank you so much. It was beautiful.